Hi, this is Chrissy Perry from the voice of the ERP Cloud Giant, and today's podcast is all about finance. Many of the finance professionals I speak to believe that their role is to act as a strategic partner to the business. Sadly, this is often not the case. So what is stopping them? Well, usually it's the sheer weight of their day-to-day duties, which can include data input, often from disparate systems, collating and reconciling that data, invariably with lots of work off-system in spreadsheets. So instead of being a strategic partner to the business, they're spending all their time just keeping the lights on. And the irony is, this is actually costing them a lot of money. I want to talk about a new way. We believe that the way to transition to become a true partner to the business is using the Oracle ERP Cloud Financials, a true software as a service offering, enabling you to run all of your finance systems in the public cloud. And it's not just us that are saying this. A recent Accenture survey said that 72% of CFOs believe that digital technology is going to completely change the way their business operates. I can remember the moment that this became real for me. The Finance Systems Manager of the FCA, the Financial Conduct Authority, the banking regulator, was speaking at one of our breakfast briefings for financial services customers. And he was asked the question, "So what are you doing with your financial systems?" And he replied, "Well, we've already put all of our HR systems in the cloud and realised the benefits. So the next logical step is to move our financials into the cloud too. It's not a question of why would we do it, but more why wouldn't we do it?" There was an audible gasp in the audience. The FCA, the banking regulator, and a government entity, possibly the most risk-averse organisation you could ever get, moving to the public cloud. The reaction was astonishing. At the end of the event, everyone wanted to talk to him. He must have had a cup of tea with about 20 customers. So what is the big deal about cloud financials? Well, I put these into three categories. They're ultra efficient, they're agile, and they're innovative. So let's look at those three areas in order. I remember my very first accounting lecture, when my teacher started by saying, "The laws of accountancy are clear, and if you forget them, they are easy to recall by looking up at the statue which sits on top of the Old Bailey, the central criminal court in the UK. So the rules are that your books, like her scales, must always balance, and if they don't, the sword will come down and chop off your hand." Today we talk about modern finance. Accountants still have to balance debits and credits, and there are still very real punishments for getting it wrong, but the system does so much more for them. Automating transaction processing with workflow, automatically enforcing the rules and policies of your organisation. Finance professionals today are much more focused on analysing management information, using the sophisticated tools such as the embedded Essbase Cube to slice and dice data real time to help them understand and interpret the data to make better decisions. They rely on embedded collaborative tools to communicate both better and faster with their team, who are often in different locations and different time zones, while the system security takes care of what they can do according to their job role and duties, providing an easy way to navigate and work no matter how many legal entities they might be responsible for. Modern finance is about the finance professional feeling empowered to do their job in the most efficient way and being the most productive they can possibly be. From my home screen, I can access all the areas of the system that I'm responsible for, such as payables invoices. Here I have a dashboard, a control centre showing me everything relating to this function by role. In the top panel, I can see invoices which have been received via email as scanned images. The system has read the details from the image and automatically processed the invoice, even automatically entering additional invoice information such as the freight cost. Embedded social tools enable me to collaborate about this invoice with other members of my team. Any work I need to do is pushed to me, so I always know what's going on and I don't have to search for things. Here I'm reviewing invoices which have been held by the system because something is wrong. When I click, I can view all the details of the invoice, even drilling down to review the PO details directly from my dashboard. Likewise, if I need to look up a supplier history, I simply enter their name into the search box and show all their transaction history. Again, one click lets me view the complete invoice details and payments. I can even drill up into the GL to review how this invoice was accounted at a local level and at a group level too. I can even view the T accounts to check postings in detail. This is the accounting dashboard, where I can see everything that I need to know about my account balances. Here I'm looking at travel and expenses. I can look at the total expenses, $111,000, and slice by cost centres, or cost centre and account. Each time I drill or slice, the graph is redrawn for me, so I get an instant visualization of the figures. Rather than start by cost centre, I might want to look at the 111,000 by account code instead. Alternatively, I might want to put the balance into a pivot table and analyse by different points of view. For example, looking at the cost centres or viewing a different dimension such as budget versus forecast versions. I can verify all the entries here directly, drilling from the balances into the journals and then all the way down to the very source transaction entry, in this case an expense claim from Julian Henderson. In the Journals panel, I can review all the work that I need to do. Journals that are in the system that need to be progressed, journals that have been sent to me waiting for my approval, and journals that I've posted that have been sent to my manager for approval. If I click on one of the journals that's with my manager, I can have a look at the lines that I posted. I checked the projected balance of each line before I posted it to make sure that it was going to be correct. And using social collaboration, I updated my manager and my team with all of the background information about the journal. This is Caroline Nutini, Head of Financial Systems at a global insurance company. Caroline's going to be implementing ERP Cloud Financials very soon, and she's really looking forward to the efficiencies that the accounting dashboard is going to bring her and her team. So to recap, ERP Cloud Financials are ultra efficient, including native invoice scanning, capable of providing automated touchless processing of huge invoice volumes, role-based dashboards, pushing the right data to the right people at the right time, and standard processes built on best practice based on our experience of working with thousands of customers. The cloud is agile to implement fast. You can start to realise a return on your investment in weeks rather than months. People sometimes say to me, well, what's all the fuss about cloud? It's only a different deployment option. I've still got to do a full financials implementation, and I still have to do the same amount of work, so how can it be faster? So let's talk about how the cloud gets you up and running so much faster. Well, first is that it's a subscription to a public service. So the obvious benefit is that you don't have to source any hardware and have no setup tasks whatsoever to gain access to your environment. Instead, upon subscription, you will receive an email with the URL to your application service. Second, the software is delivered with a set of standard best practice process flows based on Oracle's knowledge and experience of thousands of customers. No customizations are permitted. Instead, our customers make the system their own by using configurations only. This means that testing phases are substantially reduced. Thirdly, another great thing is that the software is designed for a global organization. And here I see a big differentiator over other cloud providers, whose solutions either cannot be deployed globally or who do so with separate instances for each local market. Oracle ERP Cloud has a single instance global approach, which is hugely flexible to allow you to model your legal structures and accounting policies wherever you operate. It also rationalizes setup with global tax structures, global banking models, and intercompany models, cutting the design and build phases on a project in half. Lastly, we have also developed a whole new approach to implementation projects, our true cloud methodology. No longer is it requirements driven, where months are spent understanding how your organization works before anyone even gets a look at the software. Instead, it's solution driven. The product is delivered and loaded with your data structures so that your team are working with a prototype system in days. This deals with the majority of the system setup, allowing the consultants and your team to focus their attention on the more specific areas of configuration for your organization. For example, intercompany processing and rules or local regulatory reporting requirements. Of course, that's not the end of the story. The cloud system is updated by Oracle on a regular basis with up to 2 releases every 18 months. But unlike many other cloud vendors, this is not forced on you. Customers are always on the latest release or the latest release -1. And we're able to offer this flexibility because of the unique way that your data is held in the cloud in an isolated tenancy model. This means that although you share the applications, your data is kept separately from other customers. And crucially, this allows you to plan when is the best time for your organization to apply the updates. ERP Cloud provides a central area to perform all your setup tasks and ongoing maintenance. It even enables you to assign and track tasks by your project team members. Given that most of our customers do their data gathering in Excel, we provide a rapid implementation spreadsheet to enable you to easily copy and paste your data into the spreadsheet and validate it and load it back into the cloud with just a few clicks. It's this type of modern approach that enables our customers to get up and running so quickly. This is Richard Urquhart, Business Systems Director at RW Group, the turbine repair and overhead specialists based in Aberdeen, Scotland, Houston in Texas, and Malaysia. He's smiling because we've just completed the ERP Cloud project kickoff, and the date is the 21st of January 2015. By April, Richard was live on HCM, and by the 1st of August, he was live on Finance 2. Richard knows his system is fit for purpose now and scalable for the future too. If his business grows, he knows he can simply add more user subscriptions without the bother of sourcing any hardware and without any additional IT overhead. ERP Cloud is scalable, allowing you to turn the gas up or down in response to your business need. So to recap, ERP Cloud Financials is agile. It's fast to implement. using modern tools and a solution-driven approach. It's flexible to meet your business requirements with configuration only, and it's future-proof with regular updates and scalability. ERP Cloud Financials are innovative, designed to work with modern technology for a modern workforce. Examples of the innovative nature of the ERP Cloud include native mobile apps, allowing field-based employees to stay online wherever they are, embedded real-time analytics, giving you powerful management information at your fingertips, which is always up to date and facilitates better decision-making. Now, we're all familiar with social media in our personal lives. ERP Cloud provides built-in collaborative tools for business use, connecting employees globally and enabling collaborative working, making your teams more productive. Let's take a look at some of these innovative tools in action. Anyone who's on the move with work can relate to this image. Mobile expenses allows you to regain control of the situation directly from your handheld device, whether it's iOS or Android, while you're on the go. I downloaded the mobile app from the Apple App Store. Now when I'm travelling, I can map the journey, the start and end point, which then calculates the mileage that I've travelled. So it's using the device's native functions such as location services. And that's coupled with the system configuration, which tells the system how much I can reclaim per mile. Likewise, my employer always wants me to fill in my licence plate. So that pops up on screen, ready for me to input the details. And when I'm on the go, it's so easy just with a couple of taps to record my out-of-pocket expenses. When I'm not so rushed, I can enter my receipts quite easily. You notice I just have to select on the picker from the drop-down list clearly identified expense items. I don't need to know any complicated account codes or anything like that. Also, I can take a picture of the receipt using the camera on my mobile phone. So the receipt image will be saved with the transaction and visible to anyone in the future when they drill and they can have a look at it. I'm going to submit this expense claim now to my manager for approval. You'll notice that anything that I've spent on my corporate card is already on my device, ready for me to analyse if I want to. But at this stage, I just want to select my out-of-pocket expenses and make sure that I get reimbursed for them as quickly as possible. One last thing, I just need to confirm that I have complied with corporate expense policy. And that's it. I always keep up to date while I'm out of the office using my iPad. Company news is pushed to me and my colleagues collaborate with me about transactions or processes, making sure that I'm kept well informed and connected. I like to view my financial statements on the go. These are real-time views, so each time I click the report, I know that I'm always current and I haven't missed anything. I've marked the quarterly income statement as a favourite, as this is the primary report that I use. I can expand the rows to view the balances in detail, such as travel and expenses, which I need to keep a careful eye on. And even though I'm out of the office, I can use the embedded collaboration to connect with my team, sending updates and reviewing any previous questions or comments. So much easier to keep track of than emails. I'm also always on top of my sales revenues too. For this, I like to use my account group so I can see the sales total broken out by different dimensions, by company, by cost centre, by product. The sunburst visualization is just what I need when I'm out and about. Just like Smart View in Excel, it lets me analyse the data to help me interpret what it means. So with 2 taps, I can see immediately that regional sales is underperforming. This is where I need to direct my attention. So to recap, ERP Cloud Financials are innovative, providing native mobile apps, so I can still do my job wherever I happen to be. Real-time analytics, guaranteeing that the reports I'm looking at are always 100% up to date. And social collaboration, connecting me with my team and maintaining an easily searchable record of our interactions. So we've looked at how ERP Cloud Financials is compelling. Now let's look at some customers who have deployed it. As a result of reduced central government funding, Reading Borough Council were in a position where they had to make considerable cost savings. They implemented ERP Cloud Financials and reduced the running cost of their financial systems by 30%. Even some of the largest organisations are deploying ERP Cloud Financials. A global bank, currently headquartered in the UK, are transforming their finance function to accommodate increased regulation and to give them competitive advantage in their industry. They will have 40,000 users on the system initially, and by the time it's rolled out, more than 200,000 employees will be using the self-service applications. These organisations are achieving financial excellence, cutting the cost of their finance operations down to just 4 to 6%. So if you're ready to become a strategic partner to the business and want to talk to me about how you can use the cloud to completely transform your finance function, what are you waiting for? Let's go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Of the Space Shuttle Discovery returning to the space station, paving the way for future missions beyond.